Do you know what it takes to become a true cultivator? To kill a hopping vampire zombie or to become a true immortal, the master of the chi? Me neither, but we are going to try and figure it out in this series. With the help of many mods, I have turned RimWorld into Chinese jiangshis fantasy with an axolotl cultivator race known as Moelotl. So let's see if we can complete the Moelotl storyline and in the meantime make our colony the greatest cultivator sect in RimWorld. You can find the mod list in the description as always, but before we start, just a quick disclaimer. While I'm a fan of Chinese fantasy, I'm not a master of it, so feel free to correct me in the comments if you think I say something totally wrong. That said, I will try to explain everything the best I can for those who are completely new to the genre. And one more thing, while this video was in the works, I caught a cold, so my voice might sound a bit rough here and there. I apologize for that. Thanks for bearing with me. Now let's get started. Our sect, the Shui Fan Sect, consists of 4 Moelotl wanderers who crash landed right on the border of Orange Mountains and Roman Forest. We found ourselves in a temperate forest region with a nice river island, which will soon power and somewhat protect our base. But we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. First, we should introduce our ambitious cultivators. Aqua, the Moelotl lumberjack, who is not only the master of plants, but animals as well. She is a workaholic, driven and restless. She is obsessed with duty and efficiency. Sky, the Moelotl royal bodyguard, who is the main builder of our base and also in charge of our kitchen. She is a mediator, calm and fair-minded. She always tries to reconcile arguments. Gray, the Moelotl secret messenger, who is the lover of Sky and the Sect guild researcher. He is a manipulator, charming but insincere. He often uses flattery and deception. Last but not least, Xiaoxue, the Moelotl ranger, who is not only good in shooting, but also in healing patients and handling diplomacy. She is a born-to-be gambler, risk-loving and bold. She loves to speak in chance metaphors. After repeating Moelotl quite a few times, you might also be interested in what a typical Moelotl gene set looks like. This race first might look fragile or not so overpowered to some because of their cold and also heat weakness, let alone their even bigger debuff, the slow research gene, which is not a great trait for early game progression. But these are not a big trade-off for these 2 amazing genes: fast wound healing and super clotting. That means when wounded, they will stop bleeding very quickly and will also heal twice as normal. They can even heal severe things such as organ loss, and I haven't even mentioned their ability yet, tail severance for survival. It can help them escape dire situations, but more about that later. And I almost forgot to introduce our storyteller. This time, our fate is in the hands of this lady, Purple Papilio. Whenever Purple Papilio is telling stories, she often highlights the perilous journeys. To her, these unpredictable and dangerous experiences are the most compelling, and it is through the dramatic and challenging trials that epic legends are forged. Now back to our freshly crash-landed cultivators. This is a tale of a band of Moelotl refugees seeking a path to survival. For the outsiders of the RimWorld, they are neither the first nor the last. The past, like sunken ships, sees 1,000 sails pass by. Dwelling in the past holds no meaning anymore. As for the future and where it leads, the choice lies in the hearts and minds of these Moelotls. And with this message, our journey begins. So let's see what inventory landed with us. Some pemmican, 40 jade, 1 chi pill, whose purpose will be revealed later, 40 medicine, almost 650 silver, 2 Moelotl crossbows, and 2 steel Moelotl swords. As you can see, there is also some ammunition for the crossbows, because I am playing with the combat extended mod. It is so popular in the community that it was about time I tried it out. However, as this is my first playthrough with it, I left the learning helper on the corner. Sorry if it's annoying. I hope I will be able to turn it off after a while. Everyone got their priorities sorted and got equipped with weapons, so it was time to plan out our first not so ambitious or beautiful, but hopefully functional base. It has 4 bedrooms, 1 guest room, a prison capable of sustaining 3 prisoners, a dining room, a research room for Grey, a kitchen with a separate butchering section, and finally a storage room. Right next to the base, Aqua will start to sow rice seeds for the Sect's future meals, cotton for the more comfortable furniture and such, hay grass for feeding animals, and also mulberry trees, which are not only the primary food source of silkworms, but also can be used in traditional medicine. So I hope we can make some good, or at least adequate quality medicine from it. As soon as all the preparations were done, everybody got to work. But in just a few minutes, the atmosphere started to feel rather tense. After the successful gazelle hunting, Grey came back to the base for a little swim, and that's when things started to get heated.
The water calls, Aqua. A brief escape from the endless planting, perhaps?
I have duties to attend to, Grey. The trees won't sow themselves,
replied Aqua just after she softly scorned Grey's body. We are just a few minutes into the game and they are already body shaming each other.
Always so focused on obligation. Don't you ever simply enjoy things?
I find satisfaction in productivity.
I will take the cool water over dirt any day.
After this, Xiaoxue couldn't resist asking this.
Aqua, do you ever feel uneasy when Grey goes swimming?
But she didn't seem to be bothered.
Worrying about his behavior is a waste of time. We need to be productive.
However, after Grey got into arguments with others too, the Sect members started to feel more and more anxious even before our base was done.
This unease is gross. The colony feels brittle. I must work harder, prepare for something I cannot name.
But on the bright side, we got our first animal, yay! If you would like to name one of our future pets and have any fun ideas that fit the Chinese fantasy theme, let me know in the comments. But for now, the RNG gods have spoken. Yukiko will be her name. I hope this small dinosaur descendant will bring our people together over a good egg dinner, and it will be eternal peace. And it actually did happen, as Aqua suggested a binge party not so long after. A binge party to celebrate the calm before this storm. Aqua is really preparing for something, isn't she? Anyway, the base was coming along pretty nicely, and so was the pen for Yukiko. I'm planning on taming a few more animals as well, but looking at our map, turkeys were the only reasonable choice for now. Speaking of animals, I totally forgot about the 2 gazelle corpses, so much so that they actually rotted away in front of our storage room without anyone even batting an eyelid. At least it reminded me that we should make a few fridges for our kitchen. As I wanted to open the power tab, I was dumbfounded. We don't even have electricity research yet. This is the curse of constantly playing the crash landed scenario. I just always assume that every basic technological advancement is already at the click of a button. And let me remind you, we have the slow researcher gene, so it will be painfully slow for us to get basic electricity alongside fridges. On top of that, Grey continued on with making everyone else feel bad around him.
Are you enjoying the party, Grey?
It's adequate. Parties are simply a means to an end, wouldn't you agree?
I find they can lift spirit, though I admit eating without a table feels improper.
Sentimentality. A weakness, Sky. Focus on what benefits us, not fleeting comforts.
I mean, he actually got a point about the unnecessary whining about eating without a table. I give him that. Seeing her friend looking sad, Xiaoxue hurried to check up on Sky.
You seem a little down, friend. Is everything alright? Grey and I were just discussing different viewpoints. It's nothing serious. Sometimes a little distraction is the best bet. A change of pace can turn the tide. Perhaps you are right. It's good to talk to someone who offers a more optimistic outlook.
Looking at these conversations, I think you could guess how the relations tab was starting to look like in this sect. Fortunately, Grey and Sky's relationship is still looking alright. We wouldn't need mood debuffs from breakups or in the game, or at any point really. Apart from the social files, the most essential rooms of our home were finally ready. The storage was filled, the research bench and the dining table were set, and everybody was having a comfy sleeping session in their own bed. How peaceful. Our Sect's first challenge knocked right on our door, in the form of an emaciated and misshapen fragile humanoid, known as a sight stealer. They aren't a huge deal, but they can terrify us by appearing out of nowhere. Fortunately, Xiaoxue can't be surprised that easily. She didn't even have to try. The sight stealer was downed in almost an instant. Sky was kind enough to give this wicked creature the final blow to end its suffering. This whole thing meant that we would be able to do research to have an advantage against these birthday surprise ghouls. But for now, we have more important stuff to figure out, like electricity. Although it occurred to me after watching the recorded footage that it is not that genre appropriate that we will have electricity, but let's look at it like fusion cuisine. We have a bit of this and a bit of that. However, we don't have time to talk about this right now, because it's finally time to do some good deeds. We have received a distress call from a Moelotl. She was being hunted by someone or something, and she repeatedly and anxiously begged for our assistance. As our sect is a strong believer of the righteous path and swore that no member will stray from it, it didn't even come to our minds that we shouldn't help this stranger when she's in trouble. As soon as this royal craftsman joined us, she started helping around our base, so we couldn't complain. She is from the newly established Moelotl dynasty, the Celadon dynasty. They don't have a lot of enemies, as they mostly spend time resolving their inner issues, not with raiding or alike. And now we just calmly and patiently wait for the pursuer in question. Aqua gets attacked by a mega slot. She is certainly not happy. We really want to tame this mega slot, but now Aqua has to fight back, and we can only pray that it recovers from its wounds, so Aqua can try once again to convince it to join the colony. Xiaoxue dropped all her tasks to start the tending process as soon as possible. Everything went well. Now the only problem will be that this huge animal is stuck in our dining room, making a big mess. But it's okay, we will tame it on the next try. Right. The sun slowly grew tired and went to sleep, and our colonists did the same. But just as they closed their eyes, a weird noise woke everyone up. The pursuer arrived, a jiangshi. Similar to other Moelotls, this creature known as a jiangshi seems to have some connection to the natural world, but this connection feels eerie and unsettling. Fire is an effective tool against jiangshis. If all else fails, waiting until sunrise will cause the jiangshi to flee on its own. If you are not familiar with the term, jiangshis originate from Chinese folklore. It is usually translated as the Chinese hopping vampire or zombie, and as you can see, it really hopes. So everyone grabbed their weapons and went straight to this beast, hoping for the best. I thought it would be a really cinematic fight, but I hardly saw its head detached from its body because Aqua and Sky just couldn't shut up about our meal variety. On top of that, as soon as it was pronounced that, Aqua just threw up around the place, so it was truly a wonderful scene. By the way, if you enjoyed the video so far, please consider subscribing. Thank you. The next day, our strange visitor bid farewell with a cryptic response. My sister misses me, and I need to go find her. This story starts to turn a bit creepy, and even our people sense it. She left behind a strange book, Moelotls Not Speak. I guess we should read it. This old book seems to have been a note of a Moelotl Taoist which recorded many strange or absurd things. Although its credibility is debatable, it may become a knowledge reserve for you to fight against certain evil spirits. And as you can see, there are many kinds of things noted here, but what could be interesting for us is the jiangshi, which kindly greeted us not so long ago. Once mere folklore of the Moelotl, these monsters have become real. The most accepted origin theory is that the intense grudges in life, lingering after death, form jiangshis. Jiangshis are pale, with long fangs and stiff joints, forcing them to walk on their toes with arms outstretched. They possess immense strength, enabling them to break down doors or escape traps. This strength aids their mindless hunt for humans, driven by yang energy. Consuming human blood
boost their power and may trigger evolution. There are 5 jiangshis types: purple, white, green, beastly, and flying. Lower level ones have weaknesses like glutinous rice, chicken blood, peach wood, and sunlight. Most jiangshis perish in seconds under sunlight. However, stronger ones resist this and even normal artifacts, requiring tailored strategies. Surprisingly, tails, expendable for Moelotl, are vital for jiangshis. Severing a jiangshis tail removes its yin-chi protection, causing rapid decay. Avoid eating severed tails, they taste terrible. Interesting. I guess we should stock up on chicken and rice then. Let's also read the purple jiangshis description, as it could also be useful. The purple jiangshi, the lowest level one, has purple skin from congestion. It has basic movement, no sight or hearing, and is very stiff. It runs at roosters crowing and is often no match for ordinary humans. It's best to solve the jiangshi problem at this stage without bothering Taoist priests, but clearly not everyone knows this, or I would have no livelihood. Yeah, that tracks. We killed it in like half a second, so I thought that it was probably the lowest level one. But now I am a bit worried about the others, like flying jiangshis. I even hate that the rabid crows can get my colonists in an instant. Now we have flying jiangshis. I hope we can properly prepare for the times to come. And from now on, we can also accept the daily and the main quest on our Moelotl call board. The Sect started doing better and better day by day. We got Yukiko a partner and Sky prepared our first ever simple meals. Things were going so smoothly that some of our members started to get bored. But no problem, we will set up another research bench to boost our research speed, make some stone crossbow bolts just in case, and also set up an area with a passive cooler for food until we have a proper freezer. It's not that effective, but maybe better than nothing. In the meantime, we got a classic RimWorld event. A group of lost donkeys are joining our colony, which is kind of funny considering the fact that I always see at least one Taoist priest with a donkey in Chinese fantasies. So now it is truly official that we are Taoists. The other fun thing is that I randomized their names as usual, and one became Uma, which is Japanese for horse. Fortunately, our colonists seemed to like our new members, so we didn't have to change our dinner plans.
A well-maintained animal is a happy animal, and a happy animal contributes to a thriving colony. It's a simple equation.
But this calm environment did not last long, as we received a distress call from Theophilos, a knight of the Exodus Empire. He is being followed by a man-hunting sparrow and would like to ask us for some help in exchange for 8 honor. That equals the royal title of novice and grants a basic psychic power. Although we didn't want to get involved in any business for or against the Empire, not to mention the psychic powers, our people strongly believe in helping everything and everyone, so we couldn't just turn a blind eye to someone in need. And here comes the Megaslot attack.
Awkward that Megaslot seems to be responding well to your care. It's good to see a peaceful interaction.
I have no comment on this. So, everything has been taken care of. The sparrow is dead, the Megaslot is asleep, and Grey is a noise. And everybody lived happily ever after, until evil appeared. We were contacted by a Moelotl village where a local villager was killed by a jiangshi. Previously, the villagers had invited a Taoist priest to eliminate the demons, but there has been no response in the past few days. Therefore, they hope that we can lend a helping hand and go to eliminate the jiangshis. We can't leave a whole village in a dire situation like this, and also, it's probably another purple jiangshi, we can kill it in an instant. There was no time to waste, so Aqua and Xiaoxue hopped on the donkeys and excitedly started their journey to this cemetery.
A journey is always a risk, but the potential reward is worth the chance. Are you ready, Aqua? Let's hope we find good trade and return with fortune. It's a gamble, but we must try.
Just as they left the map, an imp attacked, so we finally got to try it our prison. Comfy, isn't it, Mrs. Hezron? And I almost forgot, because someone or something sucking chi out of the entire planet. We just needed that. But now back to our caravan. They just arrived at the graveyard, where they found the Taoist priest the villagers were talking about. Xiaoxue gathered her courage and greeted her. The Moelotl in front of you is dressed in Taoist robes, eyes closed, holding 4 incense sticks and murmuring incantations. She placed the incense into the burner, turned to Xiaoxue and told her story. She had arrived a few days ago to Ward of Evil, a white jiangshis to be more exact, but she had no luck finding it. Xiaoxue followed up by asking,
Why are there so many jiangshis?
That's a good question. It's all their own doing. I say if you haven't done anything wrong, you wouldn't fear ghosts knocking on your door. The Taoist priest believes that the jiangshi is already scared off by now, so she wanders off, leaving us to deal with the problem on our own. After this conversation, Xiaoxue and Aqua prepared for the worst. A white jiangshi is nothing like a purple one. It is a much higher form and can attack precisely and fatally. If it amasses enough malevolent chi, we have no chance as unskilled Taoists. But they couldn't just turn back, the villagers were counting on them. The only thing left was to hope for the best. As night fell, our team prepared their weapons with trembling hands. From the ground, a pale white figure emerged. The thing we feared the most, a white jiangshi. It attacked immediately. Luckily, Aqua had the presence of mind and managed to repulse the surprise attack. She tried to execute the monster while Xiaoxue moved away to open fire from the back. But the jiangshi was too strong. I hope you liked the first episode of this series. It's much longer than my other videos, but I didn't want to rush things as I want you to really get to know our characters and also the jiangshis genre. I know we couldn't do much cultivation yet or make the builds and food thematic enough, but don't worry, we will get there. Now, I have a question for you, so I can improve the upcoming videos. Should I keep doing the character voices with voice changer, or is it too goofy? Would you prefer I just read the lines in my own voice? If you have any opinion on this or have any other suggestions, please let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and leave a like, it helps my channel grow. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!